Alright, we got another Imperial type character inbound, Captain Enoch. I would also assume he's probably going to be a requirement for GL Ahsoka, so there's that we can look forward to. But, yes, I guess, let's just get into it. Developer's Insights. This one might actually be a little bit longer because I was skimming through and there's like a little interview section, so yeah, I guess that's good to a certain extent if this is longer because it's a little more filling. Normally uses like 5 minutes. But anyways, he's going to be a support and a leader and Imperial Remnant. Key attributes: supporting leader who works best alongside other Imperial Remnant characters. Introduces the new decay effect, which improves the resilience of Imperial Remnant allies, but at a cost. Yeah, that makes sense. Decay, get it? Inspiration. Watching Ahsoka, we all knew Captain Enoch was going to be a brand new Imperial Remnant leader the moment he hit the screen. The name Last Command is an homage to the original Thrawn trilogy novel by Timothy Zahn. Die well is what Enoch tells Sabine Wren before sending her out into the wilds of Peridea. The original plan for Last Command was to have the handheld holoprojector of Thrawn, but the art department said, "Hold my beer," and gave us the amazing life-sized hologram instead. So you're telling me that your guys that are supposed to be working on games are out there just drinking? Hold my beer? I get it. It's a meme joke. I'm making a joke too. Anyways, strategy tips. Enoch's ability to reduce the likelihood of the enemy critting his team is heavily, though not exclusively, tied to his unique. So if he is defeated, these effects expire. Keep him mother effing safe. Speed is important so Enoch can sufficiently act throughout the battle, but also, including health mods, can be a viable way to keep him safe from incidental damage or focused assaults. I suppose so, yeah, more health he has, the longer he can survive, but lots of health ain't anything if you don't got good defense too, so there's a lot to consider. FAQ. Well, considering he's not out yet, there is no FAQ. Stop lying. How do I acquire Captain Enoch? The marquee is going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific on August 15th. This uses the new marquee structure. Yes, we know when you can acquire him. You get the key reveal on like Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in that range, and the character comes out on Thursday. For me, it's 2 o'clock Eastern. Is Captain Enoch required for GL Ahsoka? Yes! They say it like it's so exciting and great. Oh yeah, we're gonna put another new character as a requirement. Yeah! Captain Enoch is required at Relic 7 for Galactic Legends Ahsoka Tano. Her second batch of requirements will be added to the Journey Guide alongside this release. Oh, alongside this release. So does that mean on August 15th? I've been checking the forums for that. Nothing's been showing up. So I hope there's gonna be like an article about it. You know what I mean? Not just blindly adding it to the Journey Guide menu. That'd be kind of weird. But yeah, told you he's gonna be needed. So far this sucks though. Like I'm trying to work on the requirements for GL Ahsoka, so that then in real time I can get this stuff. Well, completely lost my train of thought. I had to stop the video because my cat is an absolute dickhead. And always thinks that if you have some kind of body part dangling around, like your hand or your foot hanging off the edge of the bed or off the edge of the chair, that somehow it's a toy that he should be attacking. So as I'm sitting here in my chair, recording my video, I just got my hand hanging off the armrest, and this dickbag thinks, oh, I should sneak up and just start swatting your hand. So I have to go lock him out of my room so I can make this video in peace. So, no idea what I was just talking about. Doesn't matter. Let's just continue. Does decay only work on Night Trooper and Death Trooper Peridea? No. When Enoch is in the leader slot, if all allies are Imperial Remnant and no other allies are Empire with the leader tag, it works for any non-droid Imperial Remnant character. Why is that so application specific? Non-droid Imperial Remnant character. So many words. Does decay reduce my max health? No! Each stack of decay reduces the max amount of the character's health bar that can be recovered. Oh. So with only 1 stack of decay, that character can't recover above 90%. At 2 stacks, the limit is 80%, and so on. I mean, so in a way, it does reduce your max amount of health, in a way. Yeah, it's not like making it so your health is down You know what I mean? It's not actually dropping your health, but it is. If you can only recover up to 90%, then you're 10% less. So it's just doing it in like a beat around the bush type way. When Enoch is fully maxed out, he gives a great deal of critical avoidance and also reduces his opponent's critical chance by negative 450%. Does this mean they can never be crit? No, it would be challenging for a character to bypass this amount of negative crit chance, but it can be overcome. I mean, it practically is nothing though. Negative 450%? Alright. What is the purpose of this line in Enoch's leader ability? During his turn, whenever he uses Die Well, if an Imperial Remnant ally has less than 3 stacks of decay and less than 50% health, he deals true damage to them equal to 100% of their max health, which can't be evaded. This allows Enoch to effectively force a qualifying ally to gain decay in some situations. This helps Enoch control the battlefield and gives agency in decision making without having to fully rely on the opponent's decisions. This damage does not crit, therefore it won't accidentally cause decay not to trigger. Problem is you have all this, but we don't even have the kit reveal yet. We don't know anything about this. First off, this is a line. It's not like that's the whole leader ability, so we don't know what else the leader ability says at this time. This is way out of context, and they're giving us answers to something that's way out of context. And that's a pretend frequently asked question, because obviously nobody is asking this. The character is not even in the game yet. Nobody is asking this. I mean, this is the kit reveal right here, which means nobody even saw this beforehand, so how are the questions being asked? They're not. CG's just making this up. How does the on-death damage for Enoch's Omicron work? Well, wouldn't know. Never even heard of his Omicron, don't know what you're talking about on death. Like, when an ally is defeated while Enoch's Omicron is active, that ally deals true damage to all enemies based on the defeated character's max health. Though this damage cannot defeat enemies, it does severely weaken them, which allows your team to clean up the stragglers. We have affectionately nicknamed this effect's Corpse Explosion internally. Okay, cool. Why does Enoch remove so little turn meter from his opponents compared to some other characters? While the turn meter removal is always helpful for controlling battle, its main usage here is helping trigger Blight's damage effect. Blight primarily, currently, comes from Night Trooper and Death Trooper Peridea. Yes, it does come from them. And why does it say currently? And, never mind, I was going to say, are you planning on adding anybody? But they might not even be playing. They could just be putting currently just to kind of cover their bases. Like, yeah, we have those characters for now, but maybe someday down the line we'll add more. So they're just keeping the door open. I get it. Now, like I said, there was a whole, like, Q&A, not a Q&A, like a excerpt from the developer. So it says, from the Captain Enoch designer, CG Mouse, it was exciting and challenging alike. We had an idea for a sort of Death Knight approach to Enoch. Someone who synergizes deeply with the magics of the Night Sisters of Peridea, though he lacks those sorts of powers himself, and gives his fellow Imperial Remnant allies added resilience while under his command. Decay was inspired partially from Dungeons & Dragons, where to defeat a zombie, you must critically hit them, or deal radiant damage, which is less applicable here, inspirationally speaking. Or they have an opportunity to rise again. On paper, this was a simple pitch, but it led to a lot of weird edge cases we had to account for and solve along the way. See, that's one thing I think is pretty stupid when they add characters to the game that barely have a presence in the lore to begin with, and then you're adding them in the game. Like, you're coming up with a kit around a character that there's nothing really to them. Like, I always thought a perfect example was Stormtrooper Han. Stormtrooper Han is a stormtrooper in the movie for what, 10 minutes? Just so then he can, him and Luke can break in and try to go undetected in their pursuit of rescuing Leia. And yet CG went and made a whole entire character. Made him, gave him a kit, he's got 4 moves, I think he's got a Zeta. All on a character that has nothing really to work with. You got nothing to work with Stormtrooper Han. And I feel like that's what's going on here now too. They get this new character from the Ahsoka show, and they just wanted to add him to the game, so they did. But it's like, how much do you even know about this character? I mean, you can't even come up with a proper kit because you don't know enough about him. And you know how I know you can't come up with a proper kit? Because you're looking at Dungeons and Dragons for inspiration. If this character was fully fleshed out and had enough material for you to work with, you wouldn't have to do that. You could just go based on what the character's known for. You know what I mean? Like when you made Emperor Palpatine, did you have to make anything up? No, he's got enough material for you to work with that you can pick and choose from his moves that you've seen him do and everything and make a kit. So, and then now here you are blatantly just ripping off Dungeons and Dragons. Oh yeah, we're stealing ideas from Dungeons and Dragons and putting it into a Star Wars game. Oh, okay, cool. Anyways, an additional challenge was in making Decay not feel too punishing and also unique to his character. There were some other technical hurdles during development, but ultimately we were able to maintain the original vision we had while still making the effects feel appropriate. And then it says Q&A link. Not sure if that Q&A exists yet. I'll have to check that later. But I think that's just a link to the Q&A. Like if you have a question, that's where you can enter it. So yeah, that was the developer's insights. Like I said, it was a little bit longer than usual, which is good, I suppose. And yeah, nobody cares about developers' insights though, so if you actually stuck around this whole time, then holy crap, thanks, that's pretty cool of you. And be sure to check in for that kit reveal, which is uploaded right after this one. So yeah, see you then.